Today on the Luke Loses podcast, All Over the Road, I talk about a number of different things. My wife's fear that I'm going to die too early because of my weight, how my fasting's been going, how much I hate calorie counting, and a little sneak peek into what I'm going to be doing next to change it up. I hope you enjoy it. What's up, losers? I am Luke, and this is Luke Loses, where we're losing the weight, we're losing the unhealthy lifestyle, and we're losing that negative image we have for ourselves. Please remember that I have no fitness or nutrition education. Everything I talk about is from asking questions, searching the internet, and my own personal experiences. Please check out my website. It is www.lukelosespodcast.com. That's got my social media links as well as other platforms you can listen to this podcast. You can send me a direct message right there off the website, or you can call the loser line, which is 323-920-LUKE or 5853. Call that number, send it a text, or send me a message off the website with tips, topic ideas, concerns, whatever's on your mind, and I will try to address it on a future episode. If you or somebody you know would make a good guest for a future episode, message me or have them message me. I would love to talk to you about coming on and sharing your story or a message. If you could, share this podcast. Share it on your Facebook. Tag me on Instagram. Share it with friends, family, whoever you think could benefit from it. That's what's going to help the show grow the most. Or you could go over to Apple Podcast and leave me a rating and a review. Be honest, it doesn't have to be a 5-star review or 5-star rating. But once you're done with that review, take a screenshot, send it to me, and I will mail you out a Luke Loses Podcast sticker. If you didn't listen to last week's episode, check that out. I interviewed JC Daniez, and the episode is called Fat Free with JC. And JC has been morbidly obese. He lost like 230 pounds, and now he competes in transformation bodybuilding competitions. And I believe the 13th and the 14th, he is going to go to the World's Championship bodybuilding competition, where he is going to be in the transformation category. So if you can, there's a pay-per-view. I don't know how much it costs. Check that out and watch him. JC, I am definitely rooting for you, so good luck to that, my man. Again, if you haven't listened to that episode, go back and check it out. There is so much information in there that is just, it's great information. Check it out. Fat Free with JC. Thank you for tuning in today. If you are new, welcome. If you are not new, welcome back. So if you have listened to before, you've heard me talk about the road that I'm on. And I am on a road to my destination. Sometimes I might pull over and stop for the night. Next morning, wake up, get back on the road, and keep moving forward. So today I decided to title the episode All Over the Road, which has a couple meanings. One is I am all over the road in my journey. I've tried new things. I've decided to add things, take things out, do different things. So I'm all over the road on this journey. The other thing is I'm all over the road on the topic. So there's multiple things that I'm going to talk about today. The first thing that I'm going to talk about, my wife. As we lay in bed, going to bed, our feet always touch. And it's something I thought was really sweet, and I can't sleep without my feet touching hers, Well, the other night we're laying in bed and she brought up how she's terrified that I'm going to die. And it became a very emotional conversation. She said to me, have you ever thought of that? Have you ever thought what I would do, or what the kids would do, or what your mother would do if you died? And she said that she always stays awake till after I fall asleep to make sure I'm okay. And she's got to touch my feet to see if I'm cold from being dead, which I know that's a little morbid, but that's what she does. So we talked about that for a little bit, and I do have sleep apnea, and I don't use a machine. I know I should. I just haven't got to it. Well, I took the test and all that, and they signed me up, and there were issues that happened, and I got upset because they took too long to get me my machine, and it rolled over into the new year. And they told me, since it's the new year, I haven't reached my deductible. I have to pay like $500 or $900. But if I could have got it before the year changed, I would have got it for like $9. And I got a little sour about that. So my plan was use my insurance this year. When I reach my deductible, pick it up. And I just haven't done that yet. But going back to what my wife said, how she is terrified I'm going to die in my sleep. If she wakes up, she checks on me, and she won't go back to sleep until she knows I'm okay. And that just kind of shook me a little bit because I thought we were past that. At least for me, I haven't thought I might die since I've been making these changes. But she still worries about it. And that bothers me. And I want to get to a place where she's comfortable and doesn't have that fear. Because she's not worried about if I'm dying outside doing something or in town or in a car accident or whatever. This is something I can prevent. This is something I can change. Like if I had my sleep apnea machine, my CPAP, if I wasn't morbidly obese, if I took better care of myself, this wouldn't be a fear she has. And that, I hate that. So I don't have a whole lot more to say about that. I just wanted to talk about it, and that really bothered me that she has that fear. And it got me thinking about my kids and my wife and my parents and my family, my friends, all that. How they would feel if something were to happen to me. Preventable. Next thing I want to talk about is what I've been doing as for eating. I think I've talked about it a little bit, but I am fasting right now. I started 20 hours of fasting, 4 hours of eating. And that's what I started at. And I found an app, and it talked about what your body does and what's happening while you're fasting. And I jumped on 20 hours because of what your body does at 18 hours versus 16 hours. And so again, not educated by it. It's just something I did. And I was hungry, but it wasn't bad. But the moment that 20-hour rolled around, I had 4 hours to eat before I started fasting again. And I would eat 1,600 calories in an hour. Sometimes I would be done eating within an hour or two. So then I'm starting my fast again at 2 hours after ending it. That's not a healthy relationship with food, because the whole time I was fasting, I was thinking about food and I wanted to eat, and it made me obsess about it. And that's one of my main goals, is to have a healthy relationship with food. If I have a healthy relationship with food, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to be a healthier person. And I can actually live. I want a healthy life. I want to live my life. I don't want to be consumed by thinking of my next meal or obsessing over food. I'm sick of it. Every time I've tried to lose weight in the past, including this time, I've counted my calories. I know counting my calories works, but I don't know. I haven't lost weight since February. That's insane. I started this podcast in December, and I quit losing weight in February, like February 22nd. And since then, I haven't gained weight. I'm still, a couple months ago, I talked about 358 to 367 or something. I think that's my highest right now. It's 367. But I fluctuate in the 60s. and I cannot lose the weight, and it's pissing me off. I've talked about that before. But counting calories is so easy. It's super simple. There's an app on your phone where you can just input whatever you're eating. But one thing I've learned about myself is if I don't add that calorie in immediately, I slip and then I eat something else. So, yeah. Going back a little bit in the fasting, and that the 20 hours hits, and I'm counting my calories the whole time, and then I binge. And, 1,600 calories in an hour in the meals that I'm eating, that's a lot of food. And it is a binge. You can hit 1,600 calories eating a meal at a fast food restaurant. I'm eating multiple things and hitting that number. So that's not good. But on the calories, like I said, it's super easy, super simple, but it stresses me out. I hate it. And there is something I'm going to start trying, and I'm terrified to try it. But it's another way of eating healthy. And I'm going to talk more about it next week. I have a guest coming on. I already did the interview. She kind of turned me on to it, and I really want to try it, but I am terrified. I don't want to talk about it right now because I don't want to take away from the interview. It was an awesome interview. I will talk more about it when I start it, but I haven't started it yet, and I'm still piecing it together and looking into it. It's not a fad diet. It's none of that. It's just a healthier way to consume food. As for counting the calories, I want to stop. It's driving me crazy. It has helped me. I have lost the weight before. I don't think I'm having a healthy relationship with food counting my calories. And I've done it so long. I've been doing it for years on and off. I know what is okay. I can see something and be like, I know that's going to have a lot of calories in it. But if I'm eating like a normal person and I have a healthy relationship with food, I'm not going to need to worry about that. Because one of my issues, I've got tons of issues, but one of my issues is I'm an overeater. I eat a lot. I haven't lately, but I have ate whole pizzas before and still ate other things. I just need to figure out how to listen to myself, listen to my body, and have a healthy relationship with my food. I also need to slow down when I eat. I eat really fast. And I spoke about it with my interview with JC last week. He was told to use chopsticks. And if you don't know how to use chopsticks, it's a slow process to eat. I'm not very good, so I take a long time to eat my meals, which is great. And I'm hoping I can train myself to slow down by forcing myself to slow down. Like I said in the beginning, this episode's all over the road. And I thought of that title earlier this week. And I don't know if you listen to country music or not, but I do. And there's a country song called All Over the Road, and I've been singing that all week since I thought of the title. I spoke to my wife about this, but I told her, I was like, I'm starting over. And she's like, you're not starting over. But I am restarting. I'm not starting over, I'm just restarting, is what I figured out. And I don't know, maybe it's just the way that I'm wording it. It makes me feel a little bit better. I don't know. I need to do something to change. My wife's scared I'm going to die. I haven't lost any weight. I need to figure this out. That's all I've got today. A little bit of everything episode. And I started it with my guest, the guest recommendations. And it had me thinking, I want to do a recommendation here. I've talked about it before. I'm going to swear, so if you don't like swearing, mute it for the next 30 seconds. It's by Gary John Bishop. It's called Unfuck Nation. It's a podcast. Sometimes he answers people's questions, stuff like that. But every episode that I've listened to, I've always gone away with, I really needed to hear that today. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out. Gary John Bishop's Unfuck Nation. It's on Spotify. That's where I listen to it. All right, so that is that. Thank you so much for checking out the episode. If you enjoyed any of it, please leave me a rating and a review on Apple Podcast. Send me a screenshot of your review, and I'll send you out a Luke Loses Podcast sticker. Also, share this podcast. I would appreciate it so much if you could share it on your Facebook, tag me on Instagram, share it with your friends, family, whoever you think needs to hear it. Don't forget to check out my website. It is www.lukelosespodcast.com. You can send me direct messages off of there or call 323-920-LUKE or 5853. You can also message my Instagram or my Facebook, but send me tips, topic ideas, concerns, whatever the case may be. I would love to hear it, and I will address it on a future episode. Another thing, if you know somebody or you yourself would make an awesome guest for the show, reach out to me or have them reach out to me. I would love to talk to you guys about coming on. The music that you're listening to right now is by Jake Simmons and the Little Ghost. Check them out. If you like this song, you will love the rest. Thank you guys so much for letting me use your music. I love it. I'm singing it all the time. I will leave their locations in the description of this episode so you can find them easily. Yeah. As always, stay positive, do the work, trust the process, and I will see you next week.